Give him the forecast.
Omega level threat detected.
Ancient sands, heed my command and reclaim these relics of hatred!
Viewer discretion is advised.
If you just know you're that girl,
yeah,
you just have no choice but to be that girl. And I feel like I'm that girl.
What if you don't wake up feeling like that girl? How do you be that girl?
You need to go back to sleep and wake back up again so you can feel like that girl.
There you have it, child. That's why I feel like I'm the T. I feel like I'm the T because I work at being the T. Like, no shade. I'm not the T just because a bunch of bitches like me and live for me because we all homegirls. I'm the T because I'm the motherfucking T. And that's just sad. I mean, that's just what it is. People legit in the world love to live for foolishness. Love to live for foolishness. Love to live for your bald head homegirl that just bald head whole shit. It's clear that I'm working at being the C, so girl, let me be the C. Like, give me that, give me my flowers.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the platform. I really do appreciate your time, honey, on this Saturday night. Shout out to all the bitches that are shut in or just, feel like cutting me on. I really do appreciate it. Again, an effort to, stay engaged, stay consistent. We are live and as promised. Okay. So as you come in the room, I do ask that you like, comment, subscribe, share. Hello guys, sharing is caring, bitch. Okay. Tap that notification bell. That way you'll be updated each and every time I'm uploading something new. Okay. Follow me on Instagram at YB Speaks, as well as my TikTok page at YB Speaks. All right. So we have a lot to run through tonight. As you'll be able to tell towards the end, he had a lot on his mind. And I'm ready to serve some truth and justice, to give some wonderful commentary. Okay. And without further ado, I just want to jump right into it. All right. So again, I thank you for joining me. Let's get into it, child. So let's talk about it, honey. So as y'all know, Khalid, honey, R&B singer who hasn't had a hit since 2020, actually in recognition since 2020, a slew of accolades after conducting some research. She's won a lot of awards, child, some prestigious awards. Not yet a Grammy, but she's been nominated 6 times. Hello, God. So obviously, Mama has had a pretty decent career, and to have been born in 1998 and is currently 26 years old, child, born February 11th. Stop it, I say. Very young, but yet very accomplished. She's been outed. Her ex boyfriend, apparently, no matter how you want to look at it, child, on Mad Day, honey, the girls will tell your business. This fine-ass piece of, trade. Apparently he's gay, he's open, but he's private. But apparently, child, Khalid has been outed as one of the kids, as we would say in the community. Okay, shout out to Astro, her strawberry seed lip ass. Okay, the community. Okay, as we would say in the community. What's up, KK? How you doing, boo? Yes, honey, the community. So basically, I guess old boy got upset, told the T. Khalid sent out some tweets, child, talking about, child, I'm gay, just get over it, basically. And I just want to say this too. Knowing that the last hit really was that Location song, and when we really think about it now in retrospect, knowing what we know now, when we look back at the song Location, it's giving Grindr tease. Because if you know how the Grindr app works, and most dating apps work, hookup apps, hello God, there's a location feature. Actually, there's a few of them. People can see your radius, where you're at, based on your search parameters, basically. And there is also a send your location feature. So now that you know the child has been put out there, honey, it does make a little more sense now. Doesn't that happen though? Like when you find things out about certain celebrities or artists or musicians, kind of like how we did with R. Kelly and his filth. Looking back at the music, it makes sense now. You know what I mean? So, even some of these rappers out here, with all the doom and gloom, crazy enough, most of them have passed away due to a lot of what they share with us in their music. Anyway, so I'm kind of glad that I waited on this because Armand Wiggins' child got the exclusive. So after he went on this weird tirade, child, calling Hugo basically a sex vecca, a vecca of sex, hello God. Okay, honey, a vecca of sex. She got her bag of feelings, honey, and decided she needed to DM Armand Wiggins, honey, and be like, girl, you and your horse teeth are lying, bitch. Don't put this narrative out about me. I am not on the client list, girl. I'm not one of Heidi Fleiss's girls. Okay? Bitch. Who's in charge of the girls? And Hugo had to let Armand and his teeth know that, girl, like, no, don't push this narrative about, like, if you want the real tea, I will share my story with you. So basically, child, Armand Wiggins claims to have all the tea. And basically, they had a phone conversation. And just to sum it all up, child, basically, the woe is me story, girl. I'm the victim. Basically, Khalid is basically a much cleaner, neater version of P. Diddy, child. Very controlling, allegedly. The child wanted to possess this young man because of his beauty, child. This young man felt like he was also discarded and looked down upon because of his beauty. He felt as if people treat him as a trophy instead of a human being with substance and depth, okay, and brains, because it's unfortunate that we do kind of equate higher levels of beauty to like dumb blonde kind of thinking. And that's just that's wrong. Every girl, they're beautiful people. But you also can't be mad when people also think that that's how you guys kind of get ahead as well, too. Let's tell the truth, especially in the culture of gay baiting that we find ourselves in now. Everyone is doing gay shit, even though they're not actually gay. They're just riding the popularity that comes with it, whether negative or positive, because let's just tell the truth. If it's black and gay, if it smells of trade, especially straight acting males, and you're playing on the gay trope, the gay shit, that's going to garner some interest from people. For some weird reason, y'all say y'all don't love homosexuals, girl. But as soon as black gay shit is mentioned, that is exactly when y'all go to losing y'all mind. Y'all go to talking about it, making it a thing. Hello, God. It's so crazy to me. But anyway, he claims to be a victim, basically. And that Khalid was just very controlling. Wanted to pick and choose the times in which they came out as a couple. Trying to possess him like we talked about earlier. I don't know. What's up, Tracy? How you doing? That man ain't no victim. He was just fine playing that so-called role as long as it benefited him. He said out of his own mouth that Khalid wasn't his type, but decided to date him anyway. Why is that? I mean, you let Armand Wiggins tell it, child. We don't know this man. We're from the outside looking in. Allegedly, they had the conversation, and so far, it's not as if Khalid is out here speaking his divine truth. Let's tell the truth. So at this point in time, the only side we have is Hugo's side. And if you let him tell it, he was genuine in his love and his connection with Khalid, especially over time. I'm going to be real with you. Some people don't look a certain way to other people or attracted to other people, but you'll be surprised. A lot of beautiful people end up actually, they might date a lot of, bitches who mirror them. But I noticed in the marriage level, when the real love, you always have that pretty person and that semi-booger wolf. Okay, you know what I'm saying? There's always that contrast. It's very rare when you think about it that you see just two beautiful, beautiful people together, madly in love. You're always going to have that beauty and the beast factor in a lot of relationships. When you think about it, really look around. Because there are some times I've been looking at people like, girl, she's cute, but he ugly. Or he's very beautiful and she's very ugly. So, but how does that mix, girl? You know what? Who am I to judge? Who am I to, call that out at the end of the day? Hey, in the words of Eve, honey, love is blind. Girl, it'll take over your mind. Maybe that person got a good personality. You never know how people connect with one another. And like I said before, we're not in a position to truly judge what the intention is behind these people, especially if we're just going to take a look at them. You know what I mean? Because that's really shallow when you think about it. And I don't want to live in the world of being shallow, because I have noticed in my time growing up and even in my own experience, you're talking about someone who was 350 pounds. I had rolls on top of rolls, girl. I could literally loan that shit out to Dunkin' Donuts, bitch. Okay? I didn't feel good about myself. I'm going to be honest. I felt ugly, and I think I was ugly. But for some reason, I was still pulling the niggas. I was pulling the niggas. Okay, and my mind would be blown, okay, yeah, I'm probably just looked at as some sex object, but I'm still desired by these people. Their dicks are getting hard for me at a time in my life where I didn't feel like I was serving in the looks department. So you'll be surprised, child, what people connect with, what they like, what they're into. And again, at this point in time, it's not like we can fully have all of this judgment for a situation like this, because let's tell the truth, Khalid just needs to be happy, because I forgot who the child was. We haven't spoke this man's name since that popular song Location. He really was not on any of our radars, let's tell the truth. Ain't no commentator, I don't give a damn who you are, music commentator, celebrity commentator. That child has had no kind of nothing going on in recent days. Again, he hasn't actually been a topic of conversation since the year 2020. How much other shit has been popping off? How many other people have we made pop off, honey, in the celebrity world, in the music world? How many people have we transitioned to? Girl, you were a moment in time. Girl, period. We'll catch you on the Millennium Tour, bitch. Okay? Hello. So at this point in time, it's girl, we're talking about you. People are going to be streaming your music now. You have awoken your career. Welcome to, the land of rainbows, bitch. Hello, gone. Welcome. We open arms over here, baby. But please don't. I don't think you were thinking about music. Please don't think about music now and try to pander to the community. Because if you let old boy tell it, you was out here too busy trying to control the tea so people wouldn't know the tea. You was trying to live in that closet. And that's another thing I want to talk about. I don't give a damn what's going on in this life or the next. Never is it okay to expose people. Especially when we're talking about the Black community. We already know a lot of the foolishness that dwelleth within the toxic Black male space. Okay? A lot of people grow up a certain way, whether it's heavily religious or hood as fuck or both. Because trust and believe, they both can exist in the same world. And they do most of the time. You'll have church, the love of God. Have you ever noticed the gangsters, girl? Hello, God. The real killers and murderers. Hello, God. These are heavy religious people. Actually, most of the famous serial killers said God told them to do it. Hello, God. So you have both of these communities that breed toxicity. that breed a heavy inferiority complex as well as a slave mentality, let's tell the truth. If you're not going to be a slave to man, you're going to be a slave to some god, right? Okay, girl, period. But never is it okay to expose anybody. I understand a narrative may have been pushed out there in the streets saying that you robbed this man, you broke into his home, and yah. But can I just tell the truth again? Raise your hand. I never heard, because y'all are not popular enough to be in mainstream media or to even be in underground media. I didn't hear that in the streets because no one talks about Khalid. Again, we forgot he existed. Let us not start jumping on the train of life, child, just because someone's name is being brought up in such a salacious way and they used to have some type of notoriety in the game. Khalid ain't who he used to be. And let us not start acting like we remember who this man is and we finna go up for him. Hell nah. Something ain't clean in this buttermilk. And so far, I'm inclined to believe what Hugo has to say, because I feel as if Khalid, yes, you are the you are the person of note in this situation. So I don't know what you feel like you got to lose, because like I said, you haven't been around in quite some time. And let's just tell the truth, R&B is not looked at the same way, especially in the male space, as a lucrative business opportunity. Let's just tell the truth. So that's probably why you've been in the land of obscurity, hello God, since 2020, because it's hard out here for R&B male singers. Let's tell the truth. It's just a real truth. The generations have fucked it all up. I'm just telling you. And again, you only had 2 good hits, A Location and another song. Now, mind you, they're diamond status. Most of all his projects have went, multi-platinum vibes. But again, as of right now, you ain't hitting on shit. We weren't thinking about you. So for this young man, Hugo, to say, well, he pushed the narrative in the streets, girl, I didn't hear about the narrative. I'm just saying, though, I didn't hear about it. I don't think nobody heard about it. Guess what everybody heard, though? When you outed this man, that's what they heard. No one heard about you robbing him. No one heard about those allegations. But what we did hear, because everyone, again, is so focused on black gay shit and the salaciousness those stories bring, the uncovering. See, I remember growing up. I think I've told the story plenty of times on the platform. I remember when a nigga that I used to deal with, he would expose himself because men are fools. Down low men are fools. They get comfortable and complacent and they forget how to delete all, bitch. Okay? They get upset and they want to blame it on you because they don't know how to accept responsibility for their own foolishness. So, personal experience. Hello, God. So, every time something like that would happen in my life, the friends of the friends of the friends, the community, hello, God, would come out with their strawberry seed lip asses, hello, God, and they would ask me, who else is on that? There's this fascination with uncovering the truth about your homeboy, this straight acting male, this thuggish, ruggish bonehead, these gangsters and these thugs that love niggas late in the midnight hour, right? There's this thing that, I don't know, it's like a rabid dog, girl, just uncontrollable. I have to know about the niggas who like niggas. And a lot of times, like, I hope y'all realize that make y'all look suspect too. You so interested, girl. What, you trying to sit back in your closet and wonder why not you? Why didn't they choose you? Girl. I'm just saying, though, I think that's what it is, because there's a lot of that homoerotic shit that goes on in the black community with these toxic black males. And a lot of it is envy. I've seen it. I've uncovered it. Things like that have happened to me. I'm not speaking out of my ass here. I'm speaking because I have real life experiences with things like this. But anyway, child, nonetheless, it's never right, in my opinion, to expose people. I think we live in a very dangerous world. And at a time right now, too, where, you know, a lot of things are up in the air as it pertains to our community, just in the political atmosphere. And, child, we've allowed these people to reign supreme over our lives and give the illusion that we don't even have choices anymore. But we do. We need to wake up from that horrible nightmare that we've been locked in for years. But anyway, it's never okay to do that shit. I'm not happy with that at all. But you know what? You never know what's going to be the catalyst. Now that man can just, you know, live in his divine truth for real, for real. But no good ever comes of outing people. I'm actually going to tell the truth. I might sound like a Republican in this regard, but I think it should be a crime. I think it should be a suable offense to out people. I think it should be a suable offense to expose people, because you don't know what kind of retaliation those people might face. You know, we've heard all of the same stories over the years of life, child, of gay shit. People lose their friendships. They lose their family members. And yes, that's wrong. And those are issues those people got to worry about. But that's a very real reality that a lot of niggas face. They lose career opportunities. Shout out to Tracy. Do I think this will hurt his career? Again, he hasn't had a career. There's nothing to hurt at this point. And like I said, he wasn't thinking about making no damn music, so he better not think about it now and try to pander that shit to the gay community. I'm just gonna tell the truth, girl. I don't want to hear it. No. Frank Ocean tried it. It didn't work. No, ma'am, Pam. I'm good. Don't pander to us now. You was living in that closet. You was singing your songs and innuendo, these little hidden cryptic messages like Luther Vandross used to do, bitch. Remember when Luther said loneliness is such a sad affair? What do you think he was talking about? Those 6-minute songs he was making. It was because he wanted to live the life he wanted to live. So since he couldn't do that out and loud and proud, he left these little messages in his songs, girl. Hello. I want to be where you are. Don't you remember you told me you love me, baby? You said you'd be coming back this way again. That is a longing for Trade. Hello. Trade said, I'm going to be back. I'm coming back. Trade didn't come back for 3 days later, girl. Hello, God. There's a longing. When he said, loneliness is such a sad affair, and I can hardly wait to be with you again. Girl, what? Come on now. And we already know, bitch, you wasn't talking about dancing with your father. You was talking about dancing with Trade, girl. Let's tell the truth. Let's tell the truth. Ain't nobody thinking about their daddy like that. Let's tell the truth. You think about the other daddy, okay? The one you couldn't live out loud and proud for, honey, okay? Shit. So these girls be telling it in their music, honey. You just got to pay attention. Hello. Anyway, shout out to them. I hope they figure it out. They'll be okay. And let Hugo's story. Hopefully, Khalid. I don't know. He might as well come out and milk this for what it's worth, girl. This is going to revitalize your career. You're going to be replenished. Hello, God, the gay spirits, girl. We're going to bless you and give you strength in your time of need to regurgitate your career. More than likely. Even though I don't think we should buy into it, we already know he's going to probably try it. Because everybody does that shit. Okay. But hopefully they'll be all right. Hugo, don't be out here exposing people. That just makes you look like a fool. And it makes like people can't trust you. And I guess in a way, this helped you come out as well. What's up, Shed Pearl? Christopher, how you doing, boo? Yeah, they'll be all right. God bless them. All right, so we have another story that I want to get into that's off the books as well today. There is this queen. I saw this video. Let me see if I can pull it up. Actually, shout out to Dion because he must have been reading my mind today about this particular thing I wanted to get into, child, because this is very dangerous. Very dangerous. So I want the girls in the community to pay close attention to what I'm about to play. All right? And I think it's gone viral. And I think y'all know exactly what the hell it is that I'm talking about. Okay?
Doing a whole 3 years. Don't quote me on it being fine because I'm supposed to never ever say mom.
Hold on.
Said now. Yeah. It was so much fun that I ended up doing a whole 3 years. Don't quote me on it being fine because I'm supposed to never ever say it. My mom actually told me never ever said. Now I'm saying in the interview. I enjoyed it. Like I know that it's not like normal for somebody to say they enjoy being in prison or jail, but I enjoyed it. Imagine going to like Disneyland. Like, imagine, like, we be seeing all these men, like, on the streets or in the hood or, like, blah, blah, and they're just not accessible because there's bad out here. Why? Guys don't want to, because there's some bad out there, and they like pussy, so they ain't going to, but imagine these fine-ass behind bars, never able to even smell the scent of some pussy, but all they get is your pussy. Okay, comments. And so that's honestly what made it fun for me. Like, I really, like, I milked it for all it was worth. I was only supposed to do a year and a half. But I ended up doing a whole 3 years, and I was getting down silly by the finest. Like, oh, my prison was so much fun that I ended up doing a whole 3 years. Don't quote me on it yet.
Y'all heard that, right? Y'all heard that, right? I'm gonna play it again. Let's.
No, now to try me. It was so much fun that I ended up doing a whole 3 years. Don't quote me on it being fine because I'm supposed to never ever say it. My mom actually told me never ever said. Now I'm saying in the interview. I enjoyed it. Like I know that it's not like normal for somebody to say they enjoy being in prison or jail, but I enjoyed it. Imagine going to like Disneyland. Like, imagine, like, we be seeing all these men, like, on the streets or in the hood or, like, blah, blah, and they're just not accessible because there's bad out here. Why? Guys don't want to, because there's some bad out there, and they like pussy, so they ain't going to, but imagine these fine-ass behind bars never able to even smell the scent of some pussy, but all they get is your pussy. Okay, comments. And so that's honestly what made it fun for me. Like, I really, like, I milked it for all it was worth. I was only supposed to do a year and a half. But I ended up doing
I have no idea who that is. Definitely not my scene at all. All I want to say here is delusional and dangerous. Prison, jail. What's up, Jace Boo? How you doing? Hello, God. Prison, jail should be nothing to play with. It is not Disneyland, and it should not be treated as such. I don't give a damn what ATL Tay and what Jonathan and whatever that other, what's that boy's name? Jonathan and Eric, hello God. I don't care how sexual paradise vibes that you get from that stuff. Because they're making adult content while being locked up. Mind you, serving sentences because ATL Tay almost killed a woman, driving while drunk, knocked into this lady. She fell over an overpass and almost died. Jonathan and Eric murdered someone. So I want the gays to get that part of your brain to understand that you seriously have fucking issues. I love Dioc too, honey. No one loves Dioc the way that I love Dioc. But I am not so insane for the Dioc to the point of thinking along the lines of these people. The dangerous part is to send this message out because you know there are a lot of broken girls in the community. There's a lot of strawberry seed mouth ass broken girls in the community. And they will latch on to this foolishness. You know why? Because for some insane reason in our community, dick is always the forefront of our minds. And that is sad as fuck. I come on here and I joke and I tell my stories, but girl, dick will never put me in this type of mind frame. You literally lose your freedom. And you know what happens too is when y'all dumb bitches go viral for this type of filth and foolishness, the Justice Department probably will take note. Oh, well, maybe we need to make prisons and jails a lot more strict than what they already are. So by y'all glorifying ATL Tay 2 and all these porn girls out here that's still doing content in prison and profiting off of it, not only are you putting other people's jobs at risk, you're putting your lives at risk, like the exposure of it all, girl. I don't care how many years most of these niggas are doing. Later on down the road, they might get free. They don't need to be on Google on Twitter for eternity. I'm telling you, there's always going to be a backlash. You think you're having fun, you wild, and you share this type of story, you take that shit to the grave, bitch. Because the last thing we need is for the Justice Department to start really getting more strict. You know how they feel about us black folks, let alone us punks. Let's tell the truth. Spewing this kind of foolishness and insanity across these fruited plains, as El Teddy would say, hello God, is dangerous. And it sets our community back because, again, people already think that dick is all we think about. You're so insane. This kind of queen, I don't care who she is, what her story is, what she's been through, the fact that you're spewing this message, it's now gone viral. A lot of broken, dumb girls in the community, like I said earlier, will be latching onto this like goated wisdom, when in reality, it's very fucking dangerous. Again, I come on here and I joke and I laugh and I tell my little stories, but no way in shape or form will Dioc ever determine shit for me on that level. To where you had to have done, no one, if you get a sentence and that's your sentence, you got 1.5 years originally. You had to have done something. You're not telling that part of the story. What crime did you commit while being locked up to get you an additional 1.5 years? So now you're actually putting in the work to stay in prison longer, all because you're living for the dick. Girl, just tell the truth. You probably were strung out on drugs. You needed the time to get sober. On top of that, you probably were homeless out here on these good streets. Let's tell the truth. What's the real story? Because if you're telling me that you did all of this because you were motivated by the prospect of Dioc, and I think the shout out to Nico Aesthetics, because I think he said it perfectly having this conversation. Do you not realize that you are locked up with some of this country's most dangerous criminal offenders, bitch? Do you not realize that these so-called sexy men that you're glorifying are killers, murderers, rapers, girl? Child molesters? Sadistic fucks? Girl? Dangerous rhetoric. And then it's going viral. And I wonder if anybody else is going to share this same perspective. Because, again, it's dangerous. I know a lot of us queens, Dioc, it reigns supreme in the community. But, girl, it should never be the forefront of your mind frame. If that's the case, you're a sick, twisted fuck. And you need to be evaluated, girl. And there may not be any hope for you yet. I'm telling y'all, girls, I don't know if y'all snorted too many pop-outs or lines of coke, girl. I don't know what the fuck y'all got going on, girl. But like Elsa, y'all need to let it go. Bitch. Because again, you're walking in a very dangerous hello God side of town when we talk about shit like that. No God, honey. I'm just saying though. But moving on, girl, we're done with that. We're going to get into the topics that are highlighted in the thumbnail. What's up, Kayla? How you doing, boo? Exactly, Christian. What's up? Please believe me. How you doing? Oh, just rewatching your video from today, and now see you're live. I'm here. I kept my word. Hello, God. We're here, child. And I appreciate everybody coming through the room, honey. Please take that time. It's free. It costs you nothing, girl, to hit that like button, all right? And share. Get the girls in here. All right, girls. So we're going to get into, honey, we have an update, honey. You know, I went live last week, and I gave Shamar his flowers. Hello, God. I was celebrating Shamar. I was definitely, like, rooting for him. And, girl, not even a week. Not even the week, girl. And we're hearing that he has fumbled the bag. Child, so it's being reported, girl, that Shamar has allowed his, the boyfriend, right? Let's just talk about the boyfriend just really quickly, because I find it funny. I was seeing that boy pop up on my For You page on TikTok, the boyfriend. And I always used to think that he was like a queer baiter. And he would do these little videos with these little... He falls in love very quickly with Down Low Trade. And I guess he found his way to Shamar. I don't even know how that happened, but girl... Anyway, Shamar basically has allowed another person, girl, to come into his life and ruin it all for him. Because he cannot think for himself. He's easily manipulated. We understand that Shamar has a slew of mental health issues, physical disabilities, girl. And just by watching one of the shows that he was on, that I saw on TikTok, where they basically humiliated the entire fuck out of this man. And every like kindergarten, preschool question that was asked, Shamar failed. He didn't know what 2 + 2 was, girl. He didn't know, he couldn't name 4 fruits, girl. And that says a lot right there. Easily manipulated. And that's basically what happened, because right before he got involved with Fendi, it was being reported that his manager at the time was basically stealing from him. Girl, so they say that when she would do a booking, the manager would only give Shamar like $20, girl. And the bitch would keep the rest. Girl. So then you get with Fendi, and now your life has changed for the better. Because prior to that, you were hanging out with Woody, which was that a murderer, a killer from the YSL gang, hanging out with him. And prior to that, you were homeless, fending off trade from beating your ass, manipulating you, and stealing your Social Security check. You were hungry. You were begging the girls for food to buy you a phone. And I do know that along the lines, before we even get to where we're at now, you have had multiple opportunities afforded to you that could have changed your life. But each and every time, it's because you give way too much power to people who, at the end of the day, just want to bleed you dry, that care nothing about you. And then as soon as it's not beneficial for them anymore, because let's say you go homeless again now, right? And you're trying to sell those matted ass fish plates to the girls in the community, right? Do you think this boy is going to be there for you? And let me tell you how I know you're not. Hello, God. Your best interest doesn't lie with him. It was reported that now that Fendi and Shamar, you know, that Clock That song has gone viral, heavily requested. Again, we talked about this just last week. You have NFL stars doing his dance after they've scored touchdowns. You have other celebrities and influencers repeating, hello God, the Shamar dances. This has gone viral for many, many, many people of note. Okay? So now that we've gotten to this pace, How can we capitalize further? So the record label apparently reached out to them and was like, hey, we want to do a deal, but these are the stipulations of that deal. One of the major stipulations of that deal was that they needed to clean up their social media presence. And we do know that Shamar, hello God, has some questionable ass videos that just make him look like a complete and utter fool. And that would not bode well. That image is not the image that these record labels are trying to go with. There are just certain things that they need, require, and desire in order to want to invest in you. And if you're not willing to participate in that process, here today, gone tomorrow. People don't give a fuck about you anymore. What's up, Lex? How you doing, boo? And apparently, because Shamar's boyfriend is also a content creator, most of the videos that were requested that needed to be, taken down, he did not want to do it because those videos apparently are monetized. So, but if you were seeing what the bigger picture is supposed to be, and I got your best interest at heart, and I want to see you win, and the vision is clear. The path is there. And you decide to, this is just like the Lamb of God, girl. I went left, he told me to go right. But I'm standing right here in the midst of my tears. Now you're probably going to be shoulda, coulda, woulda, girl. You may not get another opportunity. And that's just sad. That's just sad, girl. You already are built like a squidbilly, bitch. Opportunities have come to you on a number of occasions and you squandered every last one of them because of your own mental health issues. Your inability to see people for who they are, the wolves in sheep's clothing, let's tell the truth. No one has your best interest at heart. Every time you get a little piece of coin, you allow someone to spit bullshit in your ear and make you feel like you're bigger than the group, Otis. When everybody else was leading you down these narrow roads, girl, hello God, walking away from you after they done sucked you dry of every bit of life force you have, honey, and you don't have much to spare. You can barely hold up the upper portion of your body, girl, with that matted ass spine of yours, ho. The same sense that you have the nerve to walk around God's green earth with, thinking that you're grander and that you're better than the group, Otis, when people could have left your motherfucking ass underneath them bridges in Atlanta, strung out on drugs, bitch, allowing trade to pimp you out and beat your ass and steal your social security checks. This young lady didn't have to do that for you. These other people from these other shows and platforms didn't have to do that for you. And you may not get another chance. And I'm going to let you know this too, girl. It's never fun when you realize the world is laughing at you instead of with you. And I think we got to tell a very real truth. Very few people was rooting for this boy on a genuine level. Most bitches was just laughing at him. Asking theirself like, damn, how does this talentless whore who looks like a squidbilly bitch get ahead in life further than me? Could you blame humanity for thinking along those lines? And then you, Mr. Shamar, knowing that the adversity that you faced in your life, knowing that all of the bullshit happening could actually all work together for your benefit, and you have the nerve and audacity to squander it. That's on you, brother. That's on you. That's on you. And I don't feel sorry for the situation because I was just celebrating you and giving you your flowers, girl, and then you sit around here and you let some new nigga Hello, God, you let all these people steal from you. And my thing is this, let's tell the truth. If you're going to be in any type of business and if you want to survive in this life without being pimped out and scammed all the time, you need to educate yourself. You may have a learning disability. It may not be your fault on that level, but I'm going to let you know if you want to be in this business, you're really, girl, how do you think Stevie Wonder, because I wonder, okay, hello, God, who counting the coins? How he know it's accurate? Hello? How do I know it's accurate, bitch? How do you know ain't nobody playing you? You got to surround yourself with trustworthy individuals. And I want all of these people that took advantage of this young man, I want y'all to know that there is a special place in hell for every last one of you. If your intentions have not been pure, hello, God, if you are one of the people, hello, that has contributed to his loss of coin, and you guys have walked into this boy's life with the intention to use him and manipulate him for your personal gain and your come up in life, I want you to understand that doing that, you sealed your motherfucking fate, bitch. This world is already cringe as fuck. And to look around and see that people are really taking advantage of this young man. Do you not realize that if you were to actually dedicate the time you and energy you dedicated to stealing and manipulating from him, you could have been trying to help this boy out. Helping him would have helped you. We may not be able to fathom what these agencies and what talent this man possibly doesn't have in our eyes, but in some way you have to give credit to Miss Destiny for choosing a point in time to pick you. Here's a method to my madness. Think about that. That Miss Destiny reached out, and out of all of these people who are probably way more deserving, you got picked. Knowing what you look like, knowing how people perceive you and how they look at you, but not once, not twice, but on multiple occasions, you've had an opportunity that you squandered. And again, don't be surprised if it don't come back around again. And y'all don't be surprised either. Leave that boy alone when you see him underneath that motherfucking bridge, strung out on Tina Snow, bitch, and ski slopes, ho. I'm letting you know now. And you see Trey knocking him upside his motherfucking head, abusing him, dragging him through Peachtree Street, bitch. Because can't nobody say a bitch didn't try to help him. Some people, a lot of people would have took that opportunity and ran with it and would have ran with gratitude. You forget, see, y'all niggas and bitches, y'all be forgetting where you come from sometimes. And if a bitch want to get real nasty, you know you got to report certain income. So what if someone decided to be real nasty, Shamar, and write a Karen letter to Social Security, bitch, to disability? You have to report this income you've been getting. Anyway, moving forward. What's up, Cobra? How you doing? I mean, you know what? Let me tell you something. Neglected as a child, so was I. I was in the system. Mother left me, broken, confused, dusted, disgusted. Now, mind you, I may not have the mental and physical disabilities this young man has, but there comes a time when you have to take charge, girl. If you do not take charge, you will fall victim. You will be the prey, bitch. Same thing I tell these little motherfuckers at my job sometimes. Like, I get it. It's fucked up. But you know what? Nobody told you that the road would be. Nobody told you. No one said it was going to be easy, honey. If you draw a breath and you have a little bit of sense, the things that you can be capable of doing. Hello, God. That's just your story. That's part of your journey. And I think when people accept that for the truth that it really is, instead of trying to run from it, the better life will be for some people. The world is already against you. You're black, you're part of the community, and you look like that. You are a beacon to those who wish to do you harm. The Tyler Perry's A Fall from Grace not teach us anything? And even prior to that, it's been going on. Girl, the disenfranchised, the immobile girl, the paraplegics of the world, the girls who are lost in comas, bitch, the elderly, children, the vulnerable community. Have we not learned that you are a beacon for those who have bad intentions? Hello. So that should make you even much stronger because you have to know that. This can't be his first rodeo, and I know that boy got some kind of sense. You know? Anyway, girl, God bless him. You know? Shit. Moving on, girl. So I like to keep my ears to the streets. I love the balance of old and new. Hello, God. I love, because I feel like we draw strength and we draw energy from young shit, right? And one of my guilty pleasures is watching these younger entertainers and influencers just take the world by storm, girl. And not just that, I zero in on the ones who I really do feel like have a heart and that are deserving of the platform that they have. So yeah, let's just talk about Kai Cenat real quick. I am absolutely enjoying what he's doing, especially I've been heavily immersed into what he calls the Mafia-Thon, the Mafia-Thon 2. And for those that don't know, Kai Cenat is a streamer. And basically he does like what we do over here on YouTube, but in a much faster, more insane capacity, right? And streaming has definitely took the world by storm. It is the new wave, especially for the younger crowd. The way in which streaming has made a lot of these young men, especially young black men, millionaires, bitch, in such a fast, period of time. And the influence that a lot of these young men and women yield is crazy. Okay? Crazy, 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 girl. And to see Kai Cenat's evolution in just the short while that I've been, kind of hit to him. Shout out to my nephew for kind of putting me on. And I can't lie, in the beginning, I just did not understand it. Again, I was in the mind frame of like, okay, you're streaming, and what makes this such the thing and is turning y'all boys into millionaires, damn near overnight. But then I started to watch. I started to become more engaged. And I said, you know what? This particular person has a spirit about him where I feel like his generation is definitely going to lead the charge just when it comes to compassion and understanding and just not taking life so seriously. To watch these young men, he's doing a whole subathon throughout the entire month of November. He has his friends with him. He has his family with him. He's been featuring special guests. Just this evening, he had on SZA and Lizzo. So far, he's had Chris Brown, Quavo. Child, it would have been interesting to see these bitches show up on the same day as each other. Hello, God. He's had Lil Uzi Vert, Kodak Black. Child, that's a conversation, girl. Bill Nye was on there, girl, the science guy, okay? He's had a lot of different guests on, and obviously other members of the AMP group that he's a part of. Fandom, Ray is in town, hello God. He has a young streamer that he's mentoring. His name is Rakai. Duke Dennis just made an appearance recently, child, in the ugly ass crop top he was wearing, girl. Who else? Agent, all of the AMP members except for, was Chris there? I think Chris was there, but the other boy, I forget his name, girl. He hasn't shown up yet to participate in the festivities. But just to see the daily streams, just to see the clips, shout out to TikTok, girl, because they get the tea very fast. And just to see just everything that's been happening, it humbles my heart, it warms my heart, and it just really like restores my faith in humanity a little bit. And the lives that this young man is changing along the way is crazy. All right. So I just wanted to take this time out to celebrate and to shout out Kai Cenat and all the other young men that are walking in that same likeness and are giving back and, you know, leading the charge and molding the young generation to be better and motivating them to be better people. Because we speak a lot about the darkness that plagues the human experience, but there are those moments where you're just like, okay, girl, there's hope. You see it in a lot of these young people, and Kai Cenat is definitely one of those people that I feel like he seems to have remained humble. He's from humble beginnings, and just see his grind, his consistency, I think is a beacon of hope for a lot of young men, but more specifically, young Black men, having a positive role model and someone who seems to be pretty understanding of almost every walk of life. He's not just a one-note type of dude. He's not stuck in his ways on anything. He's young. I think he's like 22 years old or something, 22 or 24, one of those ages. But he's very young. Seems like he got his mind on right, child. And again, it's just a blessing. It's refreshing to see that. And non-controversial in my opinion. Other than what people take too far because y'all don't want to take time to understand the younger generation. Again, shout out to him and shout out to all the niggas over there doing their shit, keeping us laughing, keeping the girls entertained. I'm here for it. Girls, so we got to move on because we're getting there. Ooh, girl, you know I can run my damn mouth, bitch, okay? Girl, Megan Thee Stallion, honey. Woo. So I had the pleasure of watching Megan Thee Stallion's documentary on Amazon Prime. And I just wanted to talk about it briefly. Just wanted to have some bullet points that I wanted to kind of sound off on. Because, you know, we love Megan over here at the YB, Hello God Speaks Truth platform, bitch. We go up for Megan. We celebrate Megan. Hello God. So we want to take our time to also give a little piece of commentary on this documentary. So one of the things I definitely like about this documentary is the way that it was produced, edited, all the things. The story was storying, okay? You got a pretty good timeline, a good lay of the land in under 2 hours. Megan then, what she's gone through and where you kind of like see her now and where she's possibly heading in her career and in her personal life. The way that it was produced, especially the animated scenes that gave visuals so that you can become emotionally invested in Megan's story as she's telling it, you're seeing the animations play. Very relatable, very Megan, because we all know that she has a love for anime and shit like that. So to like see that, it's very signature Megan, and I was here for it. It gave that personal touch that we needed, required, and desired, again, to stay emotionally connected to the story and the person. That's what makes you love people, is when you're connected to them on a level higher than just some superficial bullshit, you know? So, girl, that's one thing I wanted to highlight that I love, the way that everything was laid. The timeline was perfect. The story was perfect. The clips, just seeing her reactions in these moments when things are happening to her. Obviously, the beginning, I believe, touched most of us. The relationship that she had with her mother and the heavy influence that her mom had on her, not just as a musician and artist, but as a woman. Hello, God, as a person. And to know that her mom passed away at what was about to, that it was that moment. The moment had arrived for Megan. And she didn't even get a chance to really share that with the woman who kind of, mentored her and guided her and managed her and loved her through it all, girl. It's very rare you see parents that are that supportive. Usually when the girls say they have aspirations and dreams and goals that go outside of the societal norm, hello God, doctor, lawyer, what have you, girl, that's not realistic. That's not going to happen for you. You're living in a fantasy, you know, until it actually happens for you. Hello God. So keep going, bitch, regardless of what they tell you. You never know, again, if destiny's going to reach out and touch you among all these other people. Amen. So, but because I believe that Megan's mother kind of came from that too, she was a rapper. You let Megan tell a child that she was influenced by her mother to be a rapper, and that's what gave her the confidence and again the influence to go forth and become that girl that we know today, Megan the Stallion, bitch. Okay. I do find it hard to believe they didn't really touch on this much, but I find it hard to believe that Megan's mother just found out that she had a tumor. I believe it's something she probably always already knew. And she just did not want to burden Megan with that kind of news. I've seen it before. I've even done it before in my life where I just don't even want to tell certain people certain shit because, you know, why would I want to burden, you know, you ain't feeling good that day. You just ain't going to tell your kids that because you don't want to burden them with why, you know, their parent isn't feeling good. And especially something that could be potentially life-threatening, you know. But then again, it's sad to say, but in the Black community, a lot of times our shit goes unchecked because we don't go to the doctor. That's why we need to be pushing for affordable, if not, you know, free health care, especially in the Black communities, because I believe a lot of the things that befall us, especially in the health area, it's because, girl, who finna pay that? Who finna pay what? Who finna pay what? Hold up. No, ma'am, I don't have the money. So we're not going to seek preventive care. So by the time we realize that something has grabbed a hold of our ass, it's too late. Especially when we're talking about brain tumors and shit like that. Certain things, you have to catch them immediately before it grows beyond a certain point where they can't even get to it because either way, you're going to die. But I believe the moment that, you know, she's talking about her mom and we're reliving a lot of the things with Megan, again, it adds to just becoming more emotionally connected to her because whether you have a mom or not, and I can bear witness to that, I know what I would have wanted out of a mother. I know how I would have wanted to love my mom if my mom were a different person. You know what I mean? And to see Megan have that with her mom, and most people don't, and most people do. It's a very human thing to see and experience. And I think in that moment, especially, it's way more relatable than the music at that point. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, shout out to Megan. Shout out to her mom. It's also just a sad thing to realize too. Her dad is gone. Her grandmother is gone. Her immediate family is gone. She was an only child, so there's no siblings. One depressing thing that I saw throughout this documentary was the fact that the same cousin with that baby was showing up. Girl, where's the rest of your family? Do you not trust anyone else? Can anyone else not? Do you not have that kind of relationship with anyone else? So it just kind of like puts you in that mind frame, oh, wow, this girl's been really isolated. Or she just serves a very loner type of vibe. You know what I mean? It just makes you feel sorry for her in a lot of ways. Not in no pitiful kind of way, but more so like, damn, girl, like, I get the sense of loneliness. It's like watching this documentary, I don't think that there were a lot of personal moments. And what I mean by that is, you know, we see her living in these homes, whether they're Airbnbs or her actual homes. Nothing seems personable. Nothing seems family oriented. And I guess I could get it. Your mom, the closest ones to you, girl, pass away. Like, that can turn you into something. And I guess that's a perfect segue to go into, you know, Megan is at the precipice of success at this point, right? Your mom passes away, your dad is gone, your grandmother passes away. You are now a young girl in your early 20s, and you're trying to cope. You're trying to cope with newfound fame. You're trying to cope with the loss of, the people that were supposed to be here for you. And now you find yourself surrounded by people who you don't know if you can trust them. You don't know what's going on. Everyone has their fucking hand out. You don't have that person, and Megan touched on this a few times in regards to her mom. The mom was the one to tell the truth. The mom was the one to stop the train. Hello, God. Even if it didn't want to be stopped, putting bitches in their place and letting her know who passed and who did not pass the vibe check. If you have low vibrations, the mama, see, a lot of y'all don't be liking that shit too. Even these labels, they don't like it when, I can only imagine Brandy Norwood's mother, hello God, what she had to go through with these labels and all these bitches who wanted to do photo shoots and probably seek out and take advantage of Brandy, right? I can only imagine, because people don't like it when the parent or someone close to you is overseeing you, because now, damn, I can't take advantage of this bitch. So it just seems weird that once the mothers, once that unit is gone from you, the snakes, the vultures that come to circle around you, girl, they'd always been there. They just was flying real high so they couldn't be spotted and seen. Hello, God. But as soon as your protection has left the building, the vultures, they can be seen circling. What's up, Tabby Tab? Yes, honey, we here. So I think it was just interesting to see that and then to know that, girl, just like any normal human being, can't we all say that when we have hit rock bottom, what do? Some strange shit. We get drunk, we smoke, we do drugs, we indulge, hello God, in some sinister acts sometimes. Not saying all do this, but the majority of us have been down that road before. Lord knows I have on a number of occasions. Hello, God. That numbs the pain. And what I don't like either is you can have all of these men who run through these whores. Hello, God. All of these men can be community property, girl. Shout out to Rodney the voice. Hello, God. You're for the community, girl. The community. Hello. But as soon as a woman goes through something, girl, I'm going to use y'all niggas for sex. And how crazy it is, we demonize women for that. And then you also want to demonize women when they start telling the world about how they had their sex with you. But this one woman wanted to keep all y'all niggas a secret because she really wasn't proud of y'all. Y'all weren't you were not worthy to be praised. You were a drunken knight. I'm trying to get over the death of my people, honey. I'm trying to emotionally, hello God, discard all thoughts and feelings on that level, girl. I'm trying to fuck. Hello. And y'all out here running y'all mouth like some hoes. Knowing damn y'all would stake her like a vampire, girl, in public court of the court of public opinion. But because it's a woman, it's a problem, child. I don't like shit like that. Double standard trash irritates my soul. So then we start to have the conversation about Tory Lanez and, her friend Kelsey. And this is what I have to say, and I think that I've always kind of said this, but I'm going to say it again here and now, okay? I believe that Kelsey and Tory Lanez linked up. Proof has been provided. They were having conversations. Kelsey was paid off. These are facts. These are facts. Everyone wanted to understand why Megan disassociated herself immediately from Kelsey after the incident took place. Do you know why she did that? Because she knew. Whether you're scared or not, Kelsey, that's your girl. That's your homegirl. That's supposed to be your sister in Christ, bitch, and you betrayed her. So you and Tory created this narrative that you and Tory had a relationship and that Megan was a whore trying to steal your nigga. But come to find out, girl, because the girls do their due diligence, come to find out that you were engaged and supposedly pregnant at the time. Right? You weren't into Tory like that. You and Tory did not have no relationship like that. Y'all tried to create this narrative that Megan was a free whore. If you're Team Tory, you can just get the hell out of here, baby. Period. We're Team Megan all the way through and through. Okay, period. I'm just telling you, like, the stories in which you guys concocted, none of that mattered because what's actual and factual is that you shot this girl. That's what the evidence shows. That is what is proven here. And how disgusting we are as society and with this misogyny and this fucking backward ass thinking that women cannot be sexually free this on the same stage, hello God, that men are. And what kills me the most, and I always have said this, and y'all can quote me on this in past videos talking about Megan, y'all niggas get really upset when a woman does exactly what you do and don't let her do it better. I know you don't like me. Bitch, you want to fight me. Always on my page number, double tap, like me. Shout out to Nikki too, girl. She's on the docket as well. It's so crazy. It's so crazy to me. It's so crazy, and I hate that. So what you did was, because in the court of public opinion, if we push the narrative that she's a whore, if we can get the baby and his filth to say some things about Megan too, let's drag her name through the streets and call her a whore. She's for the community. Her name will be so degraded, girl. We're not going to care about her. Anything that comes out of her mouth is whore shit. No one's going to believe her. Girl, but they did. They did, and the evidence showed. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all thought a narrative was going to do something when really, one thing I do love about the court of truth and justice is that truth and justice prevail. Not as much as we would like. Let's just tell the truth on that level. But in this case, truth and justice prevailed. The facts were facting. The evidence was evidencing, honey. And it was overwhelming. You're 10 years in prison, honey. No one gets sent up the road like that if they haven't done anything wrong. There's no actual factuals to be presented to the courts to prove without a reasonable doubt that you shot this girl. You committed a felony, actually an attempted murder. Discharge of a firearm in a public place. And the fact that you're fucking over here from Canada, bitch. You're not supposed to have any weapons. That's where the delusions get in my get away from me with the delusions. Thinking that this man is innocent by any means. Thinking that what Kelsey did, oh, Megan is such a horrible friend. Child, shut the whole fuck up. You've been listening to Megan's music. You'll been know she been pimping these niggas since, girl. She treats these niggas like charcuterie, girl. You're the one that treat these niggas like they're your last thing in life. Y'all niggas get real mad. A lot of y'all hoes too get mad because a lot of y'all hoes be stuck on a nigga. And you think every other woman is supposed to think like you do because you know deep down inside you look like a fucking fool. So y'all be envious and real mad when you see a real bitch like Megan, like, girl, I'm dog walking these niggas. The fuck is y'all talking about? These niggas got whole songs about running trains on girls and doing this and doing that. But a girl can't have a song about whipping you niggas into shape and controlling your mind and your bank account. Girl having you signing over the deeds of life to her, bitch. But she's a whore, right? Nah, girl. Shout out to Megan. Okay? Shout out to this documentary because I just love how that was pointed out. And, you know, there's a lot of takeaways from this documentary, too, just in that regard to Tory Lanez and, you know, the so-called friendship with Kelsey. I don't think Megan has anything to feel bad for in this situation. Girl, you were a victim of circumstance. You're a victim to some scary hoe. Who the fuck is scared of Tory Lanez, girl? Just because you beat up Chris Brown and you be around here beating up all this, I've seen a girl with your little ass and your security, girl. No one cares. No one cares. You're not a dangerous man. You're not a bad man like that. You're the size of a chia pet, bitch. And you're facing justice, as you should. The documentary was missing something for me. Me and Jace did talk about this heavily. We have difference of opinion, child, okay? But I really do feel like just because we were talking about a moment in this documentary where we talk about the collaborations with Beyonce and Cardi B, right? What happened first? The Nicki collaboration happened first. And y'all knew what you were doing because you shared a clip of the video minus Nicki Minaj. And I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I personally had a problem with the fact that they left out that conversation that I felt like was needed, required, and desired. I also understand the argument on why it was more than likely left out and not even brought up at all. But I just want to talk about my perspective first, and then we'll do the other side to that. I feel like we are, in this documentary, it's based on timelines, things that happened in a certain order, right? And again, if we would have left out the conversations of influential collaborations, I could understand it. But the fact that it was brought up, and like I said, a mini video minus Nicki out of her own video was brought up, I felt like it was a needed conversation to kind of discuss the relationship with Nicki Minaj. And in my opinion, there could have been a perfect way to have that conversation without it be viewed as messy and overly cunty. Just basically telling your truth as you experienced it. Because I don't think we have a straight answer. I think we are owed that answer. Some would say otherwise, but I believe that we are owed that answer as the fans, as the people that are invested, and we spend our hard-earned money on you to ensure your success, girl, your lifestyle. I do believe that that's public. And I feel like if Nicki Minaj and Lil' Kim, if they can have their open conversations and tell their sides of the stories on what they think happened. I think Lil' Kim probably was the only one that really got into the real minutiae about what the tea is. No one ever likes to really talk about the true origin stories of said beef that they have with someone. And I feel like we're living in the world of transparency. We're living in the world of just tell your truth, girl. It's your experience. I would like to hear what that experience was. I understand that this is your documentary and you don't want to bring certain attentions to your document. That is your right. That is your prerogative. But I feel like, are you really being fully transparent? If we're going to be talking about the road and the journey of your career, the different phases, the good, the bad, and the ugly, let's tell the truth. The darkest time of your life was losing your people. Losing your mama, your daddy, your grandmother, being a drunken whore. That's a dark time. Being shot in thine feet, girl. Being stabbed in the back by a so-called sister in Christ. All for a nigga and some money. Right? Having most, if not all, of the industry turn its back on you. Right? So why not have the conversation about Nicki? Because let's tell the truth, my other argument was you don't mind putting it in the music. You don't mind antagonizing and pushing the button and getting your voice heard, defending yourself, rebuttaling through the music. So why not be just straight, instead of all the innuendo and cryptic messaging and the shots that you take in your music, why not have that conversation, your documentary, in a more serious, straightforward setting? We don't have to live on that forever in the documentary, but it would have been nice to get some type of direct clarity about at least what her experience was and how she viewed everything. But again, I get it. I get it, Tracy. I get it, girl. But let's tell the truth. Nicki fans still probably watch this documentary expecting that to happen. If it actually did happen, it probably would have pushed the documentary even further. It probably would have added to increased sales in her own musical projects. Let's tell the truth. I get it. I truly get it. But I think we're here. Let's talk about it. I mean, you really ain't got shit to lose having the conversation. That's all I'm saying, you know. It just would have been nice. Is there anything else about this documentary? Child, Lorianne Gibson. Did y'all see Lorianne? Child, saw Lorianne Gibson. I said, boom, cat. All right, Lorianne. I wonder how Megan feels now. Because I don't know when that particular... Actually, that probably was 2 years ago. That's when NDA was out. Because the song that she performed, Anxiety, on the show. So that probably was recorded 2 years ago. So this is obviously prior to the news about Diddy coming out. I wonder if Meg, knowing what she knows now about P. Diddy, would she have hired Lorianne Gibson to work for her, to be part of her team? Because I still feel some type of way that Lorianne wasn't saying nothing, girl. Because you know he was down to the band, girl, making the band, making those booty holes on them boys spread wide open. Down to making the band, Hello God, making Danity Kane feel uncomfortable. What did he tell that the white woman who changes her face every year? What did he tell her, girl? If you want to be successful in this business, you got to do some strange things. No hesitation. And I'm sorry, girl, anybody who was a part of your team during you reigning supreme over the girls' booty holes, girl, against thine will, I don't trust none of them bitches. Lorianne Gibson, Farnsworth Bentley, girl, whether you a victim or not, girl, I don't give a damn. All his security guards, all of the things. Y'all are guilty too, bitch. So again, I wonder how Megan feels. Like, girl, hold on. I don't know, girl. You know, Megan. And let me tell you, Megan, I love you, baby, but you got to have a little bit more situational awareness. You got to be a little bit more aware of the people you got around you too. You've definitely come a long way in that regard, especially after sealing the deal and getting rid of those bitches from 1501, moving on over to Rock Nation and getting your own, you know, deals and things of that nature. But girl, I just feel like the people, because when I saw Lorianne, ding, 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 my radar was going off, bitch. I don't trust Lorianne. I'm sorry. Especially any bitch who was part of the tea back then. No, ma'am. I'm good. Because you know, when you really think about all of the lawsuits coming out with Diddy, they're dated for around that time period. So that lets me know that's when he was at his prime filth level. Hello, God. His prime filth level. Early 2000s era, bitch. Anyway, shout out to Megan. I thought it was a good documentary. Definitely room for more. She's definitely not done growing. I can't wait to see what else she has. You know, I love her. I support her. I'm just really mad, girl. I need y'all to support this album, girl. It's really good. It's really, really, really good. I love the music. She's doing her thing, honey. Please support the girl. And since we're on the subject of music and the girls in music, I want to get into Cardi B real quick. Dear Cardi B, you know, we've done a couple of Dear Cardi B's on this platform in the past, okay? And I want to say this. This is another person that I feel like sometimes forgets where they come from. I feel like we need to constantly hold up that picture of her when she was on Love and Hip Hop New York, bitch, when she had that missing tooth, when her grill was fucked up, when she had them little ass puppy titties, okay? When she was built like a crack fiend stripper. Let's tell the truth. When people were taking advantage of you as well. Hello, God only wanted to fuck you in the studio. They had no real intention on helping you. Let's tell the truth. You had the stripper tag. You were considered a whore, community property girl. Let's tell the truth. You were reached out and touched by Miss Destiny. Right? Out of all these people, you were reached out and touched by Miss Destiny. You were chosen. Your life changed. You leveled up, especially just in regards to relationship. You got involved with Offset, which no matter how we feel about that man at the time was part of one of the hottest rap groups in history. Hello, God. Having kids, elevating your lifestyle, all of the surgeries, building yourself into the woman you envisioned, going after everything you felt like was denied to you. A personality that is so relatable and funny and is a breath of fresh air in a world that is so serious and tyrannical, right? The people love you. I think your popularity comes more from your personality than your actual music. You are a homegirl's homegirl. You're that sister that everybody wants to chill with. You're that mom everybody wishes they had. You're that friend, hello God, that everybody wishes they had as well. You check all the boxes of the type of human being that people 9 times out of 10 want to be or want to be in close proximity to. You know, and let's tell the truth, in a world where all this fake shit exists, having a real ass bitch who speaks her real ass mind, no matter how weird it sounds, a bitch you don't take life too seriously, at least from the outside looking in, hello God. People love a bitch like that. I think that has more influence over people than your actual music career. I think that's why your name has been able to kind of be a mainstay even after 5 fucking million, billion, trillion years of you not releasing an album. Right? So again, I think that you forget where you come from in that regard. I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. I know that you are not musically inclined. I know that music, it does not touch the depth of your soul. See, Mary J. Blige never had one of those popular voices. But because she had soul, because she sang with depth, people were like, oh, people could feel you. Music lived within her. She was music, and music is her. Cardi B, I don't think that's ever been you. This was a great escape. This was an opportunity to boldly go. And again, out of all the girls, Miss Destiny reached out and touched you. And for a minute, you did your underground thing. You had your singles, your mixtapes were doing amazing. Next thing you know, you leveled up and new collaborations were going crazy, girl. Invasion of Privacy, I believe, was like the best-selling whatever the fuck album. Many accolades. Hello God, breaking all kinds of records. I don't think you ever could have dreamed of that happening for you, Cardi. So the question that I have is, why do you give a fuck? Drop that motherfucking album, bitch. Drop that music, bitch. Who cares? the anticipation is set up to the point where even if bitches don't like you, they're going to buy the music. They're going to invest in the project. You know why? They're interested. The girls are waited with bated breath for this album and have been waiting for 5 years. If Lauryn Hill dropped an album tomorrow, it'll probably win a Grammy tomorrow. Bitch. The anticipation, if Rihanna dropped an album with no promo tomorrow, she will be winning 10 million billion awards tomorrow. She will break a lot of records. You know why? The anticipation has been built up so much to the point when you finally do that shit, you're going to reap so many benefits from it. Even if the project is considered trash. So Cardi, I don't understand why you're having such a difficult time. The only real thing that I can think of is there's some internal shit with your label that's preventing you from being able to put out any music. Maybe you have a contract that, you know how I think some of the girls, they get smarter, especially when they pay attention to what happens to the rest of the girls in this industry. I think whatever happened after Megan did her deal, because, you know, Megan has this like weird, ridiculous deal that no one in the industry has. And it solely benefits Megan. I think when that happened, because the timeline fits perfectly for me at least, when Megan did her deal, we started to see Cardi B not do much in terms of releasing music. I think what happened is that based on the influence and Cardi looking over there saying, well, damn, homegirl got her business straight. Let me look into my business and make sure that my affairs are in order and that my best interest is at the forefront. I think Cardi probably did some research and found out that she's locked into some bullshit. Either she's trying to starve the label and trying to force a situation where they let her go, or her hands are literally tied and she can't do shit. And if I'm wrong on both of those fronts, there should be no other reason why we don't have an album. And if it's true, because every time she gets on somebody's platform and talks about this situation, she has a ton of music. She's always in the studio. So we can't even get a few singles, a mixtape. Whatever happened to, because your mixtapes in the beginning were really good. That's what was getting you a lot of notoriety, girl. Right before Bodak Yellow, you were bumping because bitches was fucking with your mixtape game. And that was pre-Bad Teeth. No, that was during pre-Bad. That was during Bad Teeth. And Little Dog Titties. Hello. You have the fan base, you have the support, you have the bated breath situation going on where you will do well. Drop the music, girl. Period. That's really my dear Cardi B. I'm just tired of it. I think she's wasting away. And I think it's already been how long? How many years has it been? More than 5, right? Since Invasion of Privacy? Are you scared? You know, they say the sophomore album is the curse album. The sophomore album is also a way to tell if an artist is actually going to, you know, be able to sustain. Girl, you've sustained thus far with the little crumbs that you've given us through the years. And for the life of me, I don't know why she's not tapping into her personality bag and getting some type of reality show deal. Like, you ain't got to go back to, you know, the strip clubs TV. Okay, girl, but you can give us a little nasty piece of reality show, you know, give us something, you know, because again, I think Cardi B is beyond music. I think that she is a all-around entertainer. She just has to tap into it. You know? And I think, too, because you still have a household name, we can't take that away from her. I think her influence is still very great. Shout out to Tracy. But let's tell the truth. You need to utilize your influence to link up with some of these hot producers You and these writers, and you need to get on. You need to do what y'all got to do. And I think if the women actually banded together, Cardi, Glow, Meg, all the other girls that are on doing their thing, I think if you guys combined your Wonder Twin powers, the things that you guys would be capable of doing would be amazing. It'll be on some high ass feet type shit. Yeah. I think we need an all girls tour. I've been saying that for the longest. Y'all know I have. We need an all girls tour. I think in how we should start that off is I think we should get an all girls collaboration album. I think they need to link with some of the hottest producers, bitch. Hello, Gone. Some of the hottest writers and beat makers and whoever is doing that shit right now. Y'all need DJ Mustard Girl, Metro Boomin Girl. What's that boy name? We hear his name all the time. Take Keith. Like, yeah, let's tell the truth. I think the girls need to have a collaboration album, and then from that will be birthed the All Girls Tour. A world tour. That's what I think. Because y'all girls, this 2024 has been a year of the girl. Bitch, the queen. The woman. Okay, period. Coming through and letting these niggas know what y'all been stepping on next this year. The women have been the front runners of music. Let's tell the truth. It's time to turn that up a notch and keep that momentum going. Speaking of keeping the momentum going, child, Nicki Minaj, child, apparently she's coming out with an album next month. It's going to be called The Hiatus. She released this song that she had with Juice WRLD recently. I did not like the song. I was going to go on this whole tangent, but I don't really feel that way anymore. But Nicki, I have to agree with Armand, and that's not all the time that I do that. I need some hood shit, girl. I need some flowy ass rap. I'm gonna need. That's what I need. The singing, the harmonizing, I'm good. And I think that the majority of your fans are good on that too. Like we're good. We can do without a lot of. I want to put that pen to work, bitch. I want to hear some. I am not Jasmine. I am Aladdin. Dun 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 dun. I'm starting to feel like a dungeon dragon. Like I want to hear some pull up in the monster automobile gangster with that bad bitch that came from Sri Lanka. I'm trying to. You know what I'm saying? We need the rap, bitch. Period. I'm just saying, though. I also want to take this time to give her flowers since the Grammys are not going to give her flowers. Nicki, no matter what I say about the girl child, I think as a person, she's kind of fucked up as an individual person. But as an artist, you got to give the girl her things, girl. Nicki does her shit. When you really get into the bag and the pen game, the lyricism, girl, there's no denying that Nicki Minaj is the one. Not the two, not the three. She is the one. And as much as I love Meg, and I love the way that Meg comes and she flows, if we had to really talk about lyrical prowess, Nicki is definitely here. Meg is like right here. I'm not trying to compare the two on that level, but we just got to tell a very real truth here. Like to just see her just like, Mama knows how to write. Mama knows how to rap. And anyone who can dive into a certain cadence to reach that level of expression through a word is someone that I also respect. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I wasn't here for that Barbara Roman's Revenge era. I really did not care for that too much. I don't like caricature ass shit. But when she started cleaning it up and really going into the rap era, like look at that looking ass nigga era, Hello Gone. Girl, Nicki does her thing, honey. You can't deny it. The queen is queening. And I really hope to see that in this new album, because the last one it was a good album, but I could really only take away like a few songs from there that I actually put on repeat, you know. And it's been a while since I've actually been able to truly vibe out to Nicki Minaj consistently, because there's so many skips in my opinion in a lot of the tracks. I have to go back some years to like that middle era Nicki Minaj, like we just talked about, in order to truly get my things. You know. Exactly, Tracy. Like, girl, let's just tell the truth. Like, she can rap, and those are her roots. So I would just love to see her get back to that. And, you know, at this point, I don't really care if anybody's kumbaya-ing. Hello, God. I really could care less about stuff like that. Because if y'all did it now, it would just look fake and forced. If it's not going to happen naturally, I'd rather it not happen at all. But it would be nice to see these girls do something together, because Nicki, Meg, Glow, Cardi, girl, legendary. Okay? And say what y'all want. The reason Cardi's in the conversation, it's not because of her lyrical prowess. It's because that you have to give it to her. Every Cardi song that's ever been put out there, especially her features too, she rides. She may not be these other girls, but we cannot act like Mama don't be riding. Whether those are her words or not, because we know she don't write. Hello. Mama be riding. So that's why she can't hang with the best in my opinion. Oh, Lord. But yeah, I just wanted to give Nicki her things too. Like, girl, do your thing. I definitely would clean up certain, you know, attitude adjustments or whatever. But you know what? The girl been doing this shit for years. I don't expect people like it to change overnight. Maybe she has a good reason for being the way that she is sometimes. You don't know what these people go through. That's very true. Her time in the industry, she's been vocal throughout the years about how being faced with certain adversities kind of left her like, girl, fuck these bitches, you know? So I get it. Everyone has their story. But I did want to just give her things, child. So shout out to Nicki. Carisha Please, she recently interviewed NLE Choppa. For those that don't know, NLE Choppa is 21, 22 years old. He's a rapper girl from Memphis, Tennessee. He's been in the news a lot this year. He's had a successful year musically with his Slut Me Out albums and songs and things. He recently sparked a lot of controversy for being like one of the first straight gangster male rappers to perform at a Pride event in Atlanta, Georgia this past summer. Someone I've advocated for. I live for his music. I like the young man, but more specifically, I've been attracted to his mind. And this Carisha Please interview actually showed exactly why I fell in love with his mind. If you haven't seen the interview, just a brief synopsis, just talking about his early life, his career, his growing up, his belief systems, more specifically, his belief systems as it pertains to, you know, just being an old soul. He talked about how he felt as if his actual age is a disrespect to how he feels. To hear a young man speak with so much elegance and a in-depth kind of nature that, in my opinion, is God level. I think he has a certain higher consciousness than a lot of people his age and even in his lane in life. A lot of these young men don't have this level of situational awareness, spiritual awareness, self-awareness, and just awareness. Shout out to Funky Doniva, bitch, all together. It's refreshing to see that. One thing about this interview that I didn't like, I think that it was over-sexualized, and I know that's a lot coming from me. But for Young Miami to ask persistent sexual questions to someone who was so young, and she kept saying, "Oh, you're a baby." Well, if he's such a baby, why do you continue with the third degree questions about sexuality and sex and how good he is and what his kinks are? I just felt like that was kind of weird, you know. Bitch, you're a whole mother. And why are we talking about kinks when are we not trying to live in the real world? Are we trying to ignore the fact that P. Diddy and his baby oil strap on loving ass is sitting in prison right now for his crimes against humanity, bitch? So I don't really think that that was appropriate, knowing what you should be trying to hide from. Okay. I thought it was really weird when NLE Choppa zeroed in on Carisha's energy, and he basically explained to her that I know what you've been going through recently, but you need to find it within yourself to separate yourself and be more aware and conscientious of basically your power and who you are as a woman, and you get away from stuff like that. Basically, if we want to chop the bullshit away and just tell a very plain truth, I think he was basically saying that, girl, we see what you had with Diddy. We see what he going through with his motherfucking weird ass. Now you need to do what you got to do to separate yourself and collect yourself. I know you ain't had nothing to do with that. Well, we don't know that, but that's basically what he was trying to say to her. Yeah, you got to do what you got to do to become a better person, a mother bitch. I put it in simpler terms, okay? Definitely clocked her. Hello, Kayla, for real, clocked her. And you could see it all in her face. And it was good to see that. You have to have a certain gift to see through people, very empathetic nature and vibe to you. Your frequency has to be much higher than the average individual, especially someone like him, you know, who we would judge that book by the cover, correct? But it seems like he has an innate, genuine affinity for human beings and how they feel. So I would definitely put him as a top tier empath. He talked a lot about just like the spirituality aspect of things, and they talked about, you know, curing disease. He's on his Dr. Sebi shit. For those that don't know, NLE Choppa is a vegan. He also practices holistic medicine. He has a website too, I believe, where he sells natural herbs and things and concoctions and things of that nature. He also gives back to the community too. He puts the hood, the projects onto clean, sustainable foods. He helps supply gardens for the local communities and things of that nature. He's trying to get healthier snacks and food into school systems. Like, he does his humanitarian shit, and it seems very genuine. It's very consistent with how he's kind of been throughout the years and his journey and his career. Always taking time out to speak life and to really go there. I don't think Carisha expected this level of wisdom from this young man, but he definitely shocked her and obviously shocked a lot of people. I went through the comments, and to see a lot of people just like, wow, this man is young, but he's speaking some shit that we don't even hear grown-ups talk about on that level. So again, it was refreshing to have that kind of mind frame in the building. And for those that don't know, one of his friends is Cenat. So it's kind of cool that you have like-minded individuals that do get together, combine their Wonder Twin powers, and, you know, handle business in the right way. Carisha, please, pissed me off when she asked the question if he was bisexual. His answer wowed a lot of people around the world, child. His answer went viral as hell. And he was just like, no, I like bisexual males, females, gay men. I want people to embrace who they are. But when it comes to intimacy and laying that law down, I love women. I think people need to also grasp the very real fact that this man has a gay brother. NLE Choppa has a gay brother. So forgive the young man for wanting to embrace all communities and to love everyone the way that he loves his brother. Because straight men who present the thug look and all that we talked about earlier in this live, we're so quick, You know, we're so quick to, oh, you're gay because you have respect for a certain group of people. Because you're not dumb enough to fumble that gay bag. Hello, God. You're also not one of these fools that don't believe that, oh, well, I don't have gay supporters. Girl, yes. The gays are one of the largest consumer bases, girl, of music and entertainment. Y'all really act, y'all don't think the gays don't go up for y'all? And yeah, we might be looking at you sexually, but hey, it is what it is, right? Come get this gay money, honey, okay? Let us sexualize you the way y'all sexualize women. That's part of being a celebrity. It's part of being the star. You're going to have both walks of life fiending for you. It's up to you whether you want to give it up or not. Let people live in that fantasy. And the fact that he does it, not just for the idea of like, I'm going to get the bag, but the fact that he wants to respect and love all people. And I don't think a lot of people can take that. So if a man is comfortable in his skin, he's comfortable with the gays, he's probably gay too. He's straight, he's down low, he's bisexual. And if we got to tell the truth too, when it just comes off the lips of a woman, it just sometimes makes it seem like, you know, that age-old feud between the gays and fish. Let's just tell the truth. I'm going to always stand on the hill that I believe that a lot of black men are down low because black women live in this world, not all, but most, live in this world of just being done wrong so much out here. And I hate to use the word compete, but because that just implies other things that I don't need it to imply. But there is some type of competition that goes on, and black women do always get the shitty end of the stick. And I understand that. But you cannot act like most of the disrespect that I faced in my life, believe it or not, yeah, men, but more so from black women sometimes. I'm just going to be honest with you. There's this narrative that's always pushed around, child, and the girls don't be going for that gay shit sometimes. You know, especially if it's your man. I don't know. And I think when we continue to push that bullshit, it exacerbates issues that relate to why a lot of men in the industry will never try to come out the closet on their own. Look, we just talked about Khalid, right? It's not like the industry makes it comfortable for y'all. It's frowned upon. We don't want, which is crazy because then you'll have someone like P. Diddy who's literally wrecking booty holes against thine will, and ain't nobody out here saying nothing about that too much to dishonor him and discredit him. I don't actually hear nobody out here calling him a faggot or a punk. Actually, y'all won't even call him what he really is, which is a fucking monster. But as soon as someone wants to live divinely in their truth with no scandals attached, it's a problem. We got to stay away from you. No, girl, we got to stay away from you. Girl, you got like 10 bottles of baby oil in this bitch, and I see some hooks, chains, hello, God, like, what you got going on up in here, girl? What's in this drink? Because it's bubbling too much, and it's not even champagne. But you worried about the girls who come out the closet, live divinely in their truth. See, it's them bitches who's hiding all that baby oil in their basement that you got to watch out for, bitch, because they taking cake against thine will. Period. But yeah, I just wanted to highlight NLE Chopper, and I actually wanted to say shout out to Carisha for highlighting him as well. Getting him used to a different audience and just realizing that, again, I have a lot more faith in young people because it seems like the ancestors are being reincarnated in these little young motherfuckers, because for them to have the mind frame and the will and the wisdom that they possess in a world that definitely did not cater to that, it begs the question, girl. Old soul vibes. And the last story of the day, of the night, excuse me. This is in weird news. So I know a lot of y'all are probably wondering why me of all people haven't actually had this conversation yet, right? So can y'all tell me why there are congressional hearings that are discussing unidentified flying objects, UFOs, also known as UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomenon? Congressional hearings, taxpayer dollars, people who are literally inquiring serious inquiries to substantiate the alleged evidence that has been produced, procured, and produced to this Congress to have legitimate conversations surrounding the possibility of life, other life, extraterrestrial life living among us. For y'all that don't know, a couple months back, there was a mall in Miami that was shut the fuck down. Apparently, there were some aliens who transported themselves into this mall and scared the entire shit out of everyone. This has been public. It went viral. Apparently, every law enforcement officer in Miami-Dade child showed up to this mall. Apparently, there was a few people, but more specifically, this one guy who had actual factual evidence, video recorded evidence of these massive aliens walking through some portal into the mall and then disappearing. Apparently, that young man has been missing. Apparently, these people have been trying to search for him. And apparently, that he has this footage, hello God, that would prove without a reasonable doubt that that incident actually took place. And he's, again, so many people have spoken out about this. Even other law enforcement agencies have spoken about the situation. And the fact that it just really seems like people just don't give not one single fuck. They are now saying that girl research and evidence shows that UFOs and aliens have been living in our oceans. They have credible sources such as Navy officers, hello God, people who work in all these different military branches, child. They've been purviewed to all kinds of classified documents, and they are out here whistleblowing, girl, for their life. And all of these people of note and credibility, they're not insane. They're not this, that. These are people who are coming forward, who have their right mind intact, who have no reason to lie at all. Because think about it, you get looked at as a pariah, girl, if you start speaking on things like that publicly. Why would they take the chance? Why would these people even truly give a fuck if it were not for the simple fact that they want there to be truth and transparency? We have the right to know if there is a secret organization that is out here collecting UFOs, that is out here shooting down UFOs, doing research on UFOs, extraterrestrial life, things of that nature. We have a right to know, especially if it's real. All right, Tracy, have a good night, boo. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. So I didn't want to stand on this hill forever because y'all know how I can get. That's why I saved this one for the end. Because I just wanted to provide a little bit of food for thought, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And a snack, bitch. Because we really have to start putting on our thinking caps. I think the main reason a lot of us don't care or try to even think on that level, because it will mess up the way in which we were raised. You will now have to call into question everything you were ever taught in this life about creation, about everything, and more specifically, religion. What does that mean? And I think a lot of people are scared to really go there because they don't want to mess up what they've known their whole life. But my thing is, why can't all of these things exist in the same experience? Because obviously it does. But I'm going to say this. Another reason I think we don't give a fuck is because although we may know it, we may have even seen it for ourselves. We're not invested because we need to really see it. I need some real hardcore fucking evidence. Yeah. I'd like to see some real evidence of UFOs, aliens, and not something that was reverse engineered, because that's another thing that kind of like knocked my interest from this area is when I reported on this the last time, they had another congressional hearing where they were talking to Dr. Greer, I think his name is. He's the guy who started and who headed up the full disclosure conversation as it relates to UAPs and UFOs, right? And basically broke the stories open, girl, for the kids. When they talked about how there is a shadow government who has this unlimited funding, they have reverse engineered alien technology that they have captured, that they have seized from tracking down and shooting down these aliens and their ships. They've been reverse engineering and they've been operating, hello God, outside of the government, outside of the world organizations, and doing their own shit. And every time you see a UFO, it may not actually be a UFO. It may be just something that we reverse engineered. So my thing is that, okay, y'all taking the spark away. And I feel like, was that a plant? Did y'all mean to say that because you wanted to throw us off the scent? So when we do see something for ourselves, we'll go to questioning, okay, is that government issue? Because now y'all already told us that y'all reverse engineered this shit. So when we do see what looks like a UFO, is it really a UFO or just some shit that man made? They copied the shit. Nonetheless, I still want to see the proof of these alleged aliens. I'm getting to a point in my life where I need to see it fully to believe it. Have I seen things in my life? Yes, I have. That's why I'm convinced it exists. But at this point, America, especially America, they don't know how to hold water, girl. All these whistleblowers, but where's the actual proof? We can whistleblow on everything else and have proof for everything else in this life, but this is the one thing, one of the longest, darkest secrets of our time, and no one has that one piece of proof that are really like, okay, yeah, that's the nail in the coffin, bitch. I need to see it. Because I feel it, I know it exists. But I'm at that point in my life again where that needs to be the nail in the coffin for me. I need to actually see this. So the same way y'all sneaking in to these damn animal shelters, bitch, with these hidden cameras, these slaughterhouses, girl, these nurseries and farms and different things of that nature, girl, the same way y'all sneaking in to expose and blow the lid wide open on these corrupt organizations, I'm going to need you to put a little hidden camera on your ass too for the next lab technician who's out here or a guard girl who is securing the gates to make sure this 6'7" damn alien can't escape. I need to see actual proof at this point. Okay? But anyway, that's all I got for tonight, y'all. I appreciate you for sticking with me. Again, shout out to the replay gang, honey, y'all coming through. Please don't forget to hit that like button, comment, engage in the platform. I really appreciate it. Yeah, we'll be back next week. Actually, no, next week is holiday week. I probably won't be back home until Saturday. So I don't know. We might go live next Sunday. That's what we'll probably do. But again, I appreciate y'all for coming in. Thank you again so much. All the people that came through in the chat, I appreciate y'all. Thank you. I love you. If I didn't get a chance to get to your comment, I definitely apologize. Moving forward, it will not be this long. I just had a lot of things. You know, I don't go live often, and I feel like I just had so much that I wanted to get out, and this was the best way to do that. Yeah, so y'all take care. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Child's getting a little cool out over here in Florida, girl, so I know it's probably cold. Those booty holes are frozen clothes. Where y'all at, girl? Hello, God. But nonetheless, I love y'all and I appreciate y'all. Be blessed, never stressed. Remember that health is truly wealth. And yeah, take care, y'all. Bye.